This is my third video in a series about a book coach, hiring a book coach. And I wanted to talk now about what I just did with my coach, which was I had a month-long deadline in which she gave me a huge amount of homework on these two books that I'm writing. So I just had a ton of work to do, and I loved it. I loved having that deadline. I have loved having that accountability. I liked having the month. Usually deadlines are every 2 weeks, and that's great when you're doing maybe a chapter at a time. But I was doing some big, heavy lifting and thinking on these ideas, and so I needed that time. And I had the two of them, which is this thing that I'm doing. And I turned my work in, and then got the feedback back. And there's a lot to be done. There's a lot of work, and my coach Barbara pointed out all the places where I was skating on the surface, not doing the deep work, not doing the hard work, kind of just dialing it in, which is something we often do on first drafts, which is what I'm writing. But I just am so happy that I got that feedback before I wrote 200 or 250 pages that don't go anywhere. And it having that interim feedback and that sense, that check-in sense along the way is just so deeply helpful, because I can check in with how it feels to me. And in this particular case, it's like, yes, I didn't get away with it. She called me out. She should have. I see it. I know what to do now. And I'll be having a conversation with her to go over some of those places and try to figure out how to go deeper and get down to that layer where I want to be. But I just can't say enough for this process. I mean, obviously I'm a book coach, and I train and certify other people to be book coaches, so I believe in this work. But doing it my own self as the writer and going through it just only deepens my appreciation for it. You don't get this kind of feedback when you don't have somebody intimately involved in your words and your work and your writing. It's a commitment that I have made. It's a commitment that my coach has made, and there's just something incredibly powerful about it. She's holding space for my creative process and projects, and I need that space. I need somebody to carve it out for me, because my days are wildly busy and overwhelmed with a million things, as are so many people's days. And to know that somebody's there waiting and holding that space for me, and that they're not gonna trash it if it's not good. In fact, they're gonna compassionately and helpfully show me how it can be better. There's nothing like it. It's so good. I love it so much. It's been fun to chronicle this process, and in my next step of these projects, I'm going to have to set one of them aside. I've done this parallel processing on these two books, and one of them needs some deep attention and needs to be done sooner. So I'm going to veer off into that project and let the other one go, which makes me sad. I've enjoyed the parallel processing, but I just know time wise I've got to give this one a lot of attention. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, and try to really dial in a draft that feels solid. So that's going to be after my next coaching call. That's going to be my job, and I am looking forward to that.